Now this is some good morning music, innit? How's it going? What's good? It's been a minute and a half. Did you hear that first song? You're not gonna believe what it's from. This here, let me switch. This thing? Let me crank it up because this thing sounds great. Oh man.
That's music.
Okay, if you guessed Sonic Adventure for the fucking Dreamcast, you're correct. That's called Unbound. What a tune. My god. Well, that's neither here nor there. It's Metroid Prime time. We're getting back to it. We're gonna finish the game today. The 100% playthrough, that is. And why don't we get started? It's been a minute. Hello. I took a week off. I got swept off my feet by life things. I got caught up in some shit. But here we are. We're gonna finish the game now and do something that's gonna make me really, really miserable. Give me 1 second. I have to change my binds because I forgot I use a bind for this game. Alright, we did a little multitasking. I moved the mic as well. We're good. We're good. It's time. The binds have been enabled. So I did some looking after the last stream where we tried to get all the items and barely like came up short. We missed 3 items, it turns out, not just 2. 2 are missile upgrades, yes, but the other 2 we missed because we decided to go the wrong way out of the Omega Pirate Room. Yeah. That happened entirely because I didn't want to deal with the fission Metroids. I didn't want it. I left. And here we are suffering for it. But that's today's plan. We're gonna fight the final 2 bosses, and I'm not gonna forget to scan them, which would result in our 100% run being, like, cancelled. But this is the room right here. It's such an obvious one. It's such an obvious upgrade that when I was setting up for the scavenger hunt day, the last stream, I was, like, positive that I would have gotten it. So I just marked it off as, like, something I'd already gotten. And, yeah, I didn't. Oops. But it's a good thing we only missed a couple of items. One of which I should have been able to tell from, you know, this screen that we are currently on, because, in the top right, you see that? We got an energy tank missing. It's real. Yeah, that should have been a little more obvious to me, that the UI was like, you know, communicating with me. You need to get the energy tank. And it's a really obvious one, too. It's one that we only missed because we left. The fission Metroids, man. They got me out of there. I wanted nothing to do with them. Today's gonna be a little miserable, though. It's, we're fighting the 2 hardest bosses. Well, maybe not the hardest. Maybe the guy we fought last stream is one of, like, is closer to the hardest. But these 2 are definitely hard. Like, at least in terms of being a time sink. This is the room, by the way. Oh, I gotta get back with it. The motion controls. It's been a minute. I've not been playing Splatoon. I gotta practice. See? See how obvious this is? I don't know how I missed this. I feel like such a fool. Well, that's the easy one. The next upgrades are gonna take a while. But that's fine. Whatever. Who cares? But we're gonna do this. I'm gonna look at the capture window instead of looking at my window because I can't see jack shit here, as we've established in previous streams! But today, we're gonna fight the final guys. We're gonna scan the final man. And we're gonna 100% the game. The run will be completed. Oh boy. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a very real chance that I perish horribly. I've forgotten how to get here. I've also forgotten how to maneuver the map. It's been too long. Like, Monster Hunter came out and I couldn't stop playing it. So, like, everything else fell apart. Alright, either the green elevator? No, it's gotta be the green elevator. Alright, let's take the green up. Right here. Hallen South? Is that not where we are right now? No. No, it's not, is it? This is north. That's to Magmoor. And it's all the way over here on the other side of the map. That's very good. It couldn't be helped. There's only 2 items. Well, 2 places that items are, so... we're not gonna have as smooth of a route as we did last stream. I hope that was a good experience, by the way. Just the nice relaxing collectathon that was last Metroid Prime stream. Also, if you're a VOD watcher, you might have noticed something a little different. Oh, good lord, there's gotta be a better way. There is a better way. Chozo Ruin South. So if I go here, and I go here... Okay, what's the fastest way there? Wait a minute. No, we still can't get up there. Alright, well, we're turning around again. This is what happens when you take days off of a game. You forget everything. I didn't forget how to fight the final bosses, though, so... don't worry! We're still gonna lose at least once, is my bet. If we don't, I will be very happy. This will be an impressive playthrough. Anyways, what I was getting at... I can't see jack shit here. Where's the... It's a jump. My entire screen is pitch black, as we've established. My TV does not like this game. So, what I was saying about the VODs. Every single Metroid Prime stream that we've done, this has been the first video game I'm playing all the way to completion on my stream. Most of the games I play, they're games you could play forever. Like, not, you don't just play through the game and then you reach an ending and then it's over. Most of the games I've been playing, they're like, you know, a little more than that. Yeah, Splatoon 3, Monster Hunter. I've got another game in the works right now that I want to spoil, but I'm not gonna because... I mean, it's out of date. It's like 5 years old at this point. I try not to play new games because that is an easy way to waste a lot of money. Buying everything on release. I've mentioned that Xenoblade is coming up. The 2 video games. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I limit myself. How many games can I buy every year? And it's 2 is my limit. And my 2 came out in the same month, pretty much. Wait a minute. There we go. It's Xenoblade X's remake. And Monster Hunter Wilds. And I had some opinions about that game. Anyways. This playthrough. It's been fun. I think I might do more 100% playthroughs, which is something I did not expect to say. I expected to, like, never do one. Even this was not supposed to be a 100% playthrough. It just kind of, like, gradually transformed into one. So that's where we're at now. Anyways, what I've been trying to say for the last, like, 10 minutes, maybe less, maybe more, who knows, is that because this is such an early VOD for me, like, sorry, this is an early stream, even, in my time on this channel and doing, like, streaming again. This, it's been a learning experience, is what I'm getting at. And as a result of that... Oh, thank God that was geometry. I've had a lot of audio issues. That's the bottom line. If you've watched the VODs just to see a playthrough of Metroid Prime, you wanted to see someone do it, and you chose me, thank you. That's very kind. I really appreciate that. Thank you for watching. But you may have noticed that every single Metroid Prime VOD I've done, my mic has sounded completely different. It's the same microphone still. It's been the same microphone every time. The same $200 condenser that I've been using for the better part of a decade now. But, I figured out what happened that made my audio sound so, like, kind of muffled. I took a class on audio engineering in music college when I was at the Ye Olde University of Florida. And that's been like the most useful class I took in my entire collegiate experience because it's just been like constantly helpful for figuring out tech issues and trying to make my streams a little better. This is the right way, correct? Yes. But the bottom line is... Okay, now I know what I'm doing. The bottom line is... I may know how to fix most sound problems, but if something is awry and I can't put my finger on it, Lord help me, I'm gonna be stumped. Like, for ages. And that is exactly what happened through playing this game. And I finally figured it out. If you stream, if you want to stream, if you like OBS, if you just capture and upload anything, you need to know this. Okay? The compressor that OBS has built in is fucking horrible. Listen to this. Okay, I've got a custom plugin installed with a compressor right now. Watch this. I'm gonna mute the mic. Wow. That was weird. I guess I didn't mute the mic after all. This is the OBS compressor. It's constantly peaking. My S's sound horrid. Just like unbelievably bad and loud and upsetting. But if I switch back... I'm actually gonna mute the mic this time. There we go. I hope you didn't have to hear any peaks or clips or etceteras. But with this, like an actual compression filter made by an actual company that isn't just OBS loading a random plugin that they found that doesn't even fucking function, my sound is closer to normal. It's a lot better. It makes me a lot less upset with how my mic is sounding. And oh boy, was I upset. It was one of the things like keeping me from streaming in some instances. Because it's like, man, if your mic sounds like shit, why would you want to record your voice? You know? Like, what's the point? There's also something I've noticed about how, like, some games have really odd mixing. Like, oh, this is the wrong room and we almost just jumped off a one-way. How do I leave? Oh, there's a hole right in front of me and I can't see because my TV has everything pitch black. We took a wrong turn, didn't we? This was not Talon South that we took, is it? No, wait. No, this is the correct area. We just took, like, a slight wrong turn. Okay, okay, that's true. So... OBS's compressor. The pre-installed compressor. It's a piece of shit. And because I went to, you know, college for music, and I took a class on music production, I know what the hell I'm supposed to do to my, like, my settings, with a compressor, with an equalizer, with, like, all of it. I know. Like, believe you me. I took a class on this shit. If I didn't know, I would have failed. I passed a class on this shit, I should say. Anyways, as a result, I was just lost for, like, weeks on end. Just like, why? Why? I have the compression value set correctly, why is it still bad? What's going on? And I tried everything I could think of, and it really just was, like, install a different compressor. Don't use OBS's compressor, it garbage. And sure enough, now here we are. You can actually hear my voice without hearing, like, only the letter S. With, like, insufferable gain. I don't even know. Because, like, when... Okay, there's a word for that. I may have mentioned it. It's called sibilance. If your S's, in particular, sound, like, much louder and, like, kind of lispy, and as a result they clip your microphone every time they rear their ugly head. It's called sibilance. Sibilance. I think... Sibilance. Wow, the noise gate did not want me to finish that word. That was odd. I've noticed a lot of problems with the noise gate lately. Do I need it? No. No, say it ain't so. Okay, no, never mind, never mind. I have a custom installed noise gate. It might just be that I have to adjust the value. Anyways, this is the wrong way. What was I getting at? Yeah, don't use OBS's compressor. I used RIA plugs, which is, it's Reaper's kit. I was about to say VST kit. It might be a VST, but I don't know anymore. It's been too long since music school. Classic guy right there. Classic guy. Gotta love him. I still couldn't walk forward. His body block was still occurring. That was weird. After he had died. After he had been vaporized. Why am I collecting this? My health is full. I committed. It's too late. How do I change this? Just look at you? Alright. So yeah, every single VOD for this this stream, these 4 streams of the 100% Metroid Prime has sounded completely different. And that's cool. One thing I was getting at is that some games have a really weird... Can I not? Wait a minute. Grapple hook, okay. Some games have a really weird balancing issue with their audio. Monster Hunter kind of revealed that I need to be a little more careful with my my balancing. Not my balancing, because obviously I'm careful with my microphone's balancing. It's like it's been one of the biggest things on my mind for the last 3 weeks. It's been like obsessive. But turns out, say you're like playing Monster Hunter, yes, and you're fighting monsters, and you're hitting them with the sword, and it's making the noises, and the monster's screaming, and it's loud. And you're listening to that, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna adjust my volume and make it a little quieter, so that the combat, so that it's not too much louder than my voice, you know? Well, if you do that, unfortunately, now the cutscenes, everyone's audio is too quiet. That's the fault of bad mixing. And it's a good thing that, like, on PC ports, usually you have a bit of a say. Even in console ports lately, you have a little bit of a say. Oh, it's the top? Nope, it's the one to the left of me. Okay. You have a little bit of a say in terms of what the balancing overall is. But sometimes it just can't be helped. So if there's some, like, see, even in this game, you've barely been able to hear, I imagine, like, the music. Especially, like, the elevator theme, the one that goes bleep bop bip bop bop bip bop. That one, that classic. It's too quiet. But if I turn the volume up, and there's no, I'm pretty sure there's no balancing options in this game, then suddenly, shooting the gun and fighting the foes is way too loud for the microphone. The microphone? Way too loud for OBS. There you go. So it can be almost impossible to find a medium, unless you're compressing the audio, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't always want to compress every single thing I do. If every one of my sources is compressed, you're gonna hear it. The more compression there is in any, like, outset, the more you can hear it, especially if you're, like, familiar with how things should sound. Scary room, invisible men. I went through a time where, I was getting, like, frequent migraines in college. And in that time, any, like, slightly shitty sound, even clipping audio, would kind of drill itself into my head in a painful degree. To a painful degree. The human body doing its classic thing of not functioning correctly, making you suffer. Are the dudes floating this time? I wanted to show off that little bug, but I think the dudes are fine. I don't think they're floating. This is the wrong room to be in, isn't it? Yeah. How did I end up going this way? What? Oh, I see. Yeah, I just willingly went the wrong route. That's cool. That's classic. Yeah, that's about what you can expect from a Mumph stream. Confidently going the wrong way while I'm so wrapped up in what I'm saying. That's that classic 97th percentile ADHD bullshit. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I never got my, like, oh no, I'm just gonna keep jumping and not get hit once. That's my plan. I'm not even gonna open the X-ray visor. We're good. We're too cool. I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD until I'm getting so scared. I shouldn't have done this. I should have just fought the foes. We're good. This is the correct way, right? Yeah, it is. So, I didn't get my ADHD, like, diagnosis until college. And so I kind of got used to living without treated ADHD. And which is good, because the ADHD medications I did get prescribed by various doctors over the years have all had seriously negative ramifications. Ramifications? Let's call them side effects. Maybe that's a little more apt. It's been kind of an adventure figuring out ADHD, and it's kind of silly that the solution for me was just not taking medicine and getting reused to, you know, living with ADHD constantly active. But it's that 97th percentile ADHD bullshit. I found that out in college, and that, I mean, it explained a lot. It's what's going down. It's probably why I feel, like, so comfortable on a stream, because I always have some shit to say. Like, I'd like to attribute that to ADHD. But at the same time, you know, I've spent way more of my life with active ADHD than not, so I don't entirely know the truth to that. Who knows, maybe I would be just this, like, okay at finding shit to say, even with no ADHD. Nevertheless, I don't, like, hate. I don't hate it. It's not caused too much suffering. Only in college, things got a little rough. Yeah, I don't even know if that was ADHD's fault. I think that was just college being college. Oh man. I've not spent a lot of time on stream, if any at all, talking about UF as a school. Ye olde University of Florida. There are things to say, but I just wanted to get this one thought out. Oh no. That's a lot of guys. He didn't dodge it. That was cool. What a champion. What I wanted to say is that UF, in the time that I was there, at least before Ron DeSantis pulled the plug on the music program, I'm getting too distracted by the fight. Why did I do a little slam animation? Did I hit the ground that hard? UF, in the time that I was there, cared less about its students than it cared about maintaining its status as a top 5 public university. And that kind of resulted in a weird student experience where you didn't feel like... I don't want to say, like, special or important is the right word. You didn't feel like your needs were addressed as a student, is the bottom line there. The staff I interacted with would very much just, like, kind of pass me around to the next person instead of giving me anything useful. Anyways, I didn't want to get into that. Let's talk more about Metroid, yeah? Good times. I've got many a college story to share, and there will probably be a time to share them without hang-ups, but right now I feel like I still have a couple qualms about, you know, shit-talking a university that I spent more than 4 years at. I mean, who wants to hear that? If you're Floridian, you've probably been, like, popping off during this entire conversation. If you're not, you've just been like, what even is a UF? What? You know the Gators, you've seen them, they have, like, a big old gator head. And they play football from time to time. And they haven't won a single game in the last decade and a half. Good times. Okay, are we at least in the correct area this time? Alright. I missed the simplest missile upgrade. Genuinely in the entire game. One that I checked every single room for, except the room that it actually is. Oh, no. We're good. Is there a fission Metroid in this room? I'm pretty sure there is. And like, this one we genuinely did pass. Like, we had the opportunity to get it, and we just kind of walked right past it, ignored it. The other thing that's down here, we didn't even, like, walk into the same area. Oh boy, these guys. I did not miss them. I took a while off of Metroid Prime, I did not miss these freaks. Fun gameplay. Hold trigger, release trigger. Hold trigger, release trigger. Good times. I'm shit-talking one of my favorite games. What is wrong with me? Oh well. Even, like, I guess the saying is every rose has its thorns. This is like one hell of a rose. I adore this game. But good lord, was that shit annoying. Just fighting these guys in general. Especially when they spawn 2 of them at the same time, so you have to fight 4 instead. Oh, thank god that worked. I wasn't about to dodge, I was just gonna, like, face tank the Metroid. Not a good strategy. We scanned one of them, I'm pretty sure, last stream, didn't we? We must have. There's only a couple more scans left. I think before we click into the final boss rooms, I'm going to go through the logs just to make sure, even though if you're like watching these sequentially from like the VOD channel, you might be like, didn't you just do that in the last VOD not 30 minutes ago? Time works differently when you're live. Oh no, is this the room? No, this isn't the room. This is just a room. You just gonna chill? You know what? No, they're cool. They're cool. They can live.
He damaged me.
Nope. Not gonna happen. It's cool. It's fine. Didn't we just see this area? Oh, there's 2 elevators and they're in kind of the same spot. Just, like, on different y-axis planes. Planes? I don't know if that was the correct term, but on different y-axis levels. I wonder if you could do the Dark Souls thing. Where, the really cool thing about Dark Souls is you can place its entire world, you can render it all at once, and no 2 areas will be on top of each other. Because the world is laid out in such a specific way. Okay, that guy is gonna be a problem. Please, just... yeah. The whole world of Dark Souls is laid out in such a specific way that none of the areas overlap. It's like, they really, like, thought ahead, is what it seems like when you look at the game's world. And then you play Dark Souls 2, and it does not apply. That does not apply whatsoever. I have a weird experience with the Souls games, by the way. One of these days, I'll get around to streaming it again, because it's been a minute. I've streamed the first one at some point like 3 years ago, but halfway through that stream, I started having the funny internet issues. So I stopped, because, let's be real, who wants to watch a live stream that goes out every 5 minutes? That's what was happening. That was AT&T for you. We're a company. Just shoot the freeze! Shoot the freeze! Okay. Did that just hit the Metroid? I think it did. Uh-oh. Well, I guess we're on the floor now. I was holding the trigger that entire time and nothing was happening. I'm like very skeezed out right now. I think that's a term. Yeah, we're using fake terms now, it's cool. That's nothing new. It's nothing new for me. I've got to get back with it in terms of inputs. I'm fucking up the stagger lock every once in a while, and it's making me, like, die internally. Not in the game, just internally. We've had a couple good streams in between the last stream of this, and now. I think they were all Monster Hunter. We might have done one Salmon Run stream. Speaking of which, I've been kind of falling off in terms of Salmon Run. It's really sad. I'm so sorry to tell you that it's true. It's not been intentional. I don't hate Splatoon 3 or anything. In fact, they just released a pretty damn good patch. The Zuka nerf. What? The Zuka nerf. In case you're curious, and you know you're Splatoon, but you don't know when this is because you're on the VOD channel. Zuka just got nerfed, Ultra Stamp just got buffed, and God knows how that's gonna play out. It makes me a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, the way that Ultra Stamp plays now. I had to check anyways. I knew he'd already gotten all the things. I don't know what I was thinking. Must check spot. Maybe that's why we convinced ourselves to go backwards, so that we could get that thing that we just got. We did scan one of these things, correct? Yep. Right this way, fella. Oh, thank God he's red. Even on hard, the red ones go down so quick. That scares me every single goddamn time. I've been, kind of weird in terms of what games I've been playing lately. In part, like, the reason that I have no current motivation to play Salmon Run. I really like, sorry, even Splatoon at that. I haven't been playing it lately. It's currently one of my favorite games still. But I think, I'm going through one of those phases where, RPGs are kind of more my speed right now. Do it. I've kind of theorized about this in the past. Uh-oh, what have I done? Like, we all kind of go through... Oh, okay, that was cheesy. At least I feel like we all kind of go through phases in terms of what games we're willing to play at any given time. And at first I kind of theorized that maybe it's in line with, like, seasons and annually, like, maybe every September-ish you'll be in the mood for, like, an RPG, and maybe every January you'll be in the mood for a Souls-like. Oh god, I'll have to remember to get back to the Souls conversation. That was what I interrupted for this thought. But I don't think it's as simple as just, like, find it at the time of year. And I don't even think it's as simple as a binary cycle. Like, you progress from wanting to play this kind of game to wanting to play the next kind of game. I don't think it's so cut and dry like that. I think sometimes you're just in the mood for a certain kind of game, and other times you're not. And I don't know if it's entirely possible to attribute that to anything specific. Like, in terms of surroundings, I think you kind of just, like, you know, feel like playing certain games at certain times. It might have more to do, or at least something to do, with the games you were just playing. Okay. I tried locking onto him as much as I could. It just wouldn't happen. Like, I was bashing that trigger. Anyways, it's not that I don't want to play Splatoon right now. Not like, I mean, of course, right now, at this very moment, no, I do not want to play Splatoon. And as a result, the games that I have been playing have been other games. RPGs specifically. For some reason, I'm in a real SRPG kick. Like, I started playing, a Fire Emblem 7 again a while back. And that led to me playing a bunch of other Fire Emblems. I'm currently I'm back in that maddening run on 3 houses that I didn't finish. I don't even know how this has happened. I thought I decided that was like bullshit and I didn't want anything to do with it. But I looked at so I beat the whole game before this on hard. Like a week or so ago I finished it, and I was like, man, that was fun. Now I could play a different Fire Emblem game, but I really like playing this on the Switch, docked on console. I don't really have any others like that, besides FE7, and you have to really be in the mood for GBA Fire Emblem to play FE7, is how I feel. So, ooh, delicious. So, I have been playing more Three Houses. I like that game, it's good. It's got its, like, quirks and oddities that I'm not the biggest fan of, sure. And that was the room, by the way. This is the room, by the way. It's right here. I checked every single one of these in the entire video game. Except for this one. It's right there. It's right there! How do I open this, though? Super missile? Yeah. Well, that's all the missile expansions. We are now at 250 missiles. Beautiful. Sweet Jesus. Sorry about that. But... Fire Emblem. Fun. Good times. I think I'm in an RPG phase. Because, like... I stopped, you know, I was looking for something else to play on a road trip. And I ended up, like, booting up... That is 3 of them. That is 3 Fission Metroids in the same goddamn room. Oh, we're gonna be here a while! I ended up booting up a Pokemon game. Just like, I needed something to play. And I wanted to watch something on my phone that I downloaded while I was playing it. So I didn't want to be playing something on my phone. And that was where all my games were, because emulation's really cool. I didn't say that. Please, please, Nintendo, forgive. They put Delta on the iPhone. You don't even have to get Alt Store anymore. If you're an iPhone user and you've been, like, really sad that you can't really emulate, be sad no longer. We're not in jail anymore. They put PPSSPP on there. They put Delta on there. It's got everything, man. Every Nintendo console up to N64. Please don't. I actually deserve to get hit by that. I'm glad it didn't go that way. Anyways, I booted up a Pokemon game. Not like a new one. I just wanted to continue a Steel Monotype run. In Platinum, I got me a Heatran with Timid Nature. Because every Monotype team has to be perfect for me. Because, like, I save them. So that when I'm done with the games, I can use the team again in the Battle Frontier. It makes Gen 3 and Gen 4 really, really fun to play. Even like the Gen 1 Kanto remakes, FRLG, Fire Red Leaf Green. I don't know why I abbreviated it. I've typed that so many goddamn times. Monotypes are fun. They're cool. I recommend. Anyways, I think what's that told me? What's that told me, you might be asking? I think what that's told me is thus. I'm in an RPG mood. And not just strategy RPGs like Fire Emblem. Which means I think it might finally be time to play a Final Fantasy. And the one I've chosen, I've already mentioned it on stream at least once. This is what we missed. We were in this room. All we needed to do was to go up here and go there. There weren't even Fission Metroids in here. We just kind of like left without getting this. Oops. It's fine. It's cool. But there we go. We now have all the items. But yes, I think we'll be doing Final Fantasy IV pretty soon. I love that game. I genuinely. I played the DS remake when I was a kid, and like for realsies, I hated it. I'd never played a traditional RPG. I was in like what, 4th grade? The only like RPGs I'd played were Pokemon, and I understood Pokemon because I'd been playing it for so long. At that time. It was the first game I ever owned, was a Pokemon Ruby cartridge. Anyways. Final Fantasy IV. I got to the first boss. I don't even know if I beat it. Like, the tutorial first boss. He just perished. on his own. I think he, like, touched this crystal and died, which is a thing that happens in this room. Good times. Anyways, I hated FF4 because I didn't understand it, so I gave it to a friend who was, like, 1 year older. And 2 months later, I got the cartridge back, and he said this is one of the best games I've ever played. And I was like, what? You're kidding. You're joking. That game sucks, right? And I played it, and sure enough, it's fucking phenomenal. It's a little hard to see what's going on, because it's a DS remake. Ugh. That gap always scares me still, even now. Okay, I'm not even gonna turn around. With the motion controls, that would just take too goddamn long. So which way am I going from here? This would take me to Magmoor South. Okay, no, we'll keep going this way. This is... the whole screen is pitch black to me. Anyways. Final Fantasy IV. They re-released it on, mobile phones a while ago. I played it then. They'd updated the graphics so you could actually see things. I do not remember which way to go. I am scared. Okay, I see it now. I see it. I know what I must do. It's really good, FF4. And the 3D remake does, like, an even better job of telling the story that Final Fantasy IV, like, provides. I've played the original. I didn't play the Pixel remaster because I heard, like... I heard some weird things about it. I tried the PSP version at some point, but for me, it never quite reached the storytelling peak that was the 3D version. And I almost entirely blame that on the voice actors. The voice actors were so goddamn good in that port. Unreal, honestly. I don't even know their names. They had such an impact on me at such an age. But if I'm in an RPG mood, we're probably going to play an RPG soon. And I think that's going to be the one. Regardless, that has nothing to do with Dark Souls. And I started to thought about Dark Souls about 30 minutes ago. Maybe. Maybe longer, maybe less. Who's to say? Oh, this is the cool room with all the Metroids. I like this place. There's my boys. I almost made this the thumbnail, just like all three of the guys hanging out, but I couldn't get it in a way that didn't, you know, include my HUD. Oh, 4! There were 4 of them, yeah! I couldn't get all 4 of them on the screen either in that one, bit of footage. Anyways, not important. I found a good thumbnail. I've been really enjoying making thumbnails. This is the wrong room. That's neither here nor there. Dark Souls. Dark Souls is another game that a lot of people play and then give up on and never touch again, and then maybe they come back a year or so later and find it the best game they've ever played. I had a bit of a weird relationship with that first game because I didn't, like, buy it right away. I got it on a recommendation because a friend was just like, he couldn't stop playing it and thinking about it, and he was so, like, thoroughly interested, and he was barely anywhere. He hadn't even reached the Darkroot Forest yet. But what that game, like, shows you is this amazing world that you can explore just at a whim. Like, it's like Skyrim, but instead of having nothing at the end of every straight line you can take from your current position, there's more something, and it's all interesting. The only limit to getting there is your own skill, and sometimes your level, but usually it's your skill. Ugh. Like, if you're familiar? Okay. If you're familiar enough with an M, with Dark Souls, you can kind of just go anywhere you want. Like, from go. Once you beat the, you know, the tiny area, the palace. Is it a palace? The asylum, there you go. It's been a minute. Anyways, I think because I played Monster Hunter and got, like, really into Monster Hunter again, that was the okay, before we get into the Dark Souls talk all the way, because I want to talk about 2 and 3, and maybe a little more of 1. But I want to say, Monster Hunter Wilds coming out, if you watched the stream, you know I've got some issues with that game. Most of them hold true. Some of them were me, like, misunderstanding what I was looking at, like the hunting horn. I definitely, like, mistook the hunting horn for being dog shit. It was not. It was quite fun. The lance, however, I was right. The lance is dog shit in that game. Anyways, I played that game, and it didn't make me too happy. So I started playing other Monster Hunter games again. Like this one right here. This game feels really weird now, after, like, having played World into Rise into this, into Wilds. It feels a little weird. It's still a lot of fun. It's just like, wow, I didn't realize how brutal those games were. I can see how I wasn't able to convince my friend to get the game on the Switch back in the day. Back when it had, like, just been released in English. But I started playing that, and I started playing Rise. And I kinda couldn't stop, so that's where we're at right now. I might play more Wilds someday. If I do, I'll probably stream it, because it's a really easy game to stream. When it's working, when it's not crashing constantly. Major asterisk. Salute. Major asterisk. You don't do that. Uh-huh. But Monster Hunter is very fun. And I wanted to play more Monster Hunter, but I didn't want to just be fighting bosses all the time. I kind of wanted something a little meatier. So I re-downloaded... It's right here, isn't it? There it is. Yeah, I re-downloaded Dark Souls on the Switch, which is a terrible, terrible port, by the way. It makes me laugh, though, because it's really, really janky. Things just happen in that port that... Okay, I need an example. I know, I'm like getting way off topic, but you gotta know. By the way, this is a thing that happens sometimes. I was holding down on the D-pad and it was going slow, and then I was holding down on the D-pad and it was going fast. Why? Who knows? I need to find the tree. I got stuck in the tree once and I wish to show it off. I don't think this is the clip. We're gonna look through some Dark Souls clips in 30 FPS. It'll be beautiful. I don't know what that clip tells me. It was not the one. That was not the guy. I gotta find it. It's important. There it is! Oh, it's so cool! You just get stuck in places in this port. It's a very good port. It's very fun. When you boot up the game, the audio is so compressed for no goddamn reason that some people uninstall immediately. I made it out, by the way, didn't I? Yep. And immediately died. Good times. Very, very good times. Oh man. I'm glad I found that clip. It brings me joy. See, as you saw, I have 60 Dark Souls clips. Some of them are maybe a little bit more specific. Like that first one we saw, I didn't understand what was going on there. Maybe if I played more Dark Souls again, I would know. But I started playing Dark Souls again. And I'm probably gonna do it again and again and again. I think if I'm to stream Dark Souls, I'm gonna have to do 1, 2, and 3. It's finally time I can talk about what I was talking about when I started this conversation. I have a pretty weird relationship. A pretty weird relationship with the first... No, not the first, just all the Souls games. Like, I played one on a friend's recommendation, and we progressed through the game together. Each of us, like, finding secrets on our own, and informing the other to, like, elation. That was one of the best game experiences I think I've ever had. If you want to get into Dark Souls 1, play it with a friend. I mean, don't, like, try to bring them into your game and play it together, because that's a headache. Just, like, play it at the same time as your friend. Maybe in the same place? Maybe just reconvene every day or so? It's a really good experience. Anyways, me and my friend, we enjoyed Dark Souls 1 so goddamn much that when we saw the trailers for Dark Souls 2, which was new at the time, we were like, oh man, oh, it looks like Dark Souls, but even better. And I'm gonna say something that you've probably heard not a single Souls fan say. Dark Souls 2 was pretty good. I like Dark Souls 2. By the way, this is a funny room, isn't it? It's Samus's gunship. It's the same exact glass. Also, I didn't save, did I? I don't think I saved. Even if I did, I immediately forgot. Brain broke. Too focused on Dark Souls. Thank you, Lock-On. I'm gonna need to save, because I don't want to have to go get those items again and again and again. That does not sound particularly fun to me. We totally saved, didn't we? Oh well. Classic memory moment. I keep forgetting, I have to keep my eyes kind of glued to the dropped frames counter every now and again. It's still at 0, but I've been having this thing where I get no dropped frames for 3 hours, and then I drop like 200 frames, and then that's it for the whole stream that I've only dropped those frames. And I can't figure out why. Oh, it's so convoluted. I think at this point, I'm gonna chalk it up to OBS being a fickle mistress, and I might just reinstall OBS. But the thing about that is if I reinstall OBS, I'm gonna have to reset everything, and I'm just gonna have to hope that nothing else breaks this time. It's so terrifying being at the mercy of this program. You'd think it's the best. I don't know anymore, dude. I don't know if it's the best streaming software anymore. I don't know. At this point, it's the one I understand, so I use it. That's where we're at. Okay, it's time. Before we walk in the room, I should just tell you, I like Dark Souls 2 a lot, even now. I think if I beat Dark Souls 1 on stream, that might be my next one. Do I have to do something funny in here? I'm about to. I do want to get this conversation through real quick. Alright, I'll speedrun it. Dark Souls 2, really goddamn fun. I'm gonna have a good time playing it. They let you dodge in any direction instead of just 4 directions. Like, in Dark Souls 1, you can only go 1, 2, straight in, and straight back. And in Dark Souls 2, you can do literally any direction, which is very, very cool. The world is a little bit, like, you know, fucked up size-wise. But I still like the locales a lot. I like the characters a lot. I like the world a lot. It's fun. Dark Souls 3, I played that one too. And it might be the best of the 3. On one hand, I've got, like, nostalgic attachment to Dark Souls 1. So it's hard for me to say, like, Dark Souls 1 is not the best of the 3. But, oh god, I want to walk in here. I want to just play the fight. I do. I never played Bloodborne. And I never played the other game, Sekiro. And I never played Elden Ring. I've been saving that for a rainy day. One of these days I'll play Elden Ring, and I'll have a fucking blast. But for now, I feel like I haven't gotten my fill of the first 3 Dark Souls games. So, we just keep playing those. Anyways, we got all the artifacts. Pretty cool, yeah? Now we get to watch a cutscene. It's your reward. Look at all those bird statues. Chozo, my bad. Is it racist to call a Chozo a bird? Probably. Anyways, there's the guy. You are the guy. I kind of hit a point, by the way. I'm no longer nervous to do voices on stream. Pass or fail, I'm gonna give him a go. I was testing audio today, and I spent like a good, like, 20 minutes just trying to do an Adam Howden impression. The way that guy screams, good lord, it's beauty. Like, you've heard of Tony Soprano, he does nose acting. You know this. Please scan. And Adam Howden does scream acting. This is Meta Ridley, by the way. We're gonna be here for a while. if you got bored of me sitting outside the boss room talking about Dark Souls, you're gonna get real bored of this fight. It's gonna be non-stop. It's gonna be kinda bullshit. And I'm gonna have to play it very specifically, just in order to get through it without, you know, perishing and having to do it all again. And there's also a very real chance that I will perish and have to do it all again. But, that's that. See, we already took a full life bar. Very cool. Next time I won't have to scan, so I won't fuck up that dodge. Much of this fight is spent with him just like running around, being impossible to hit. Oh, he hit the geometry. This is off to a terrible start. You might see, wow, his health bar is already disappearing pretty quickly. Well, there's this cool thing he does called flying around and being completely invulnerable for minutes on end. The best thing a boss can do. But that's not the crux of this fight. When you get him, like, maybe 2/3 done with his health bar, this fight becomes, like, absurdly difficult. I'll have to not fuck up any more, like, small things, because I don't want to take damage now. Because the odds... Oh, good lord! Odds are I will be taking damage in the next phase. Okay, did he drop anything? No, he didn't break any of these. Usually he will... Okay, that one's kind of broke. He'll break these, and they can drop power-ups. Power-ups? Is it a power-up to get your health and resources back? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna retract that. Not power-ups. You can get refills. Okay, there he goes again. Doing his Ridley thing. Very cool. You can barely even see him. This is what the fight's gonna be like for the next 10 or so minutes, and I'm really sorry. Maybe I could have just waited and talked about Dark Souls now. Because this is a little bit like... It almost plays itself. Oh, what are you doing? Hello? Get out of here. You're not supposed to be here. Get back in the air. This is still phase 1. Come on. I just got some items for that. Thank you very much, Ridley. Meta Ridley. The cooler Ridley. I think I'm gonna play other Metroid games on stream as well. If they remaster, if they remaster Prime 2 and 3, you can bet it'll happen. Even if they don't, there's still a possibility it'll happen because the Wii ports exist and I love me some motion controls. It might be a little janky trying to put gyro controls on there instead of using a Wiimote. I might just use a fucking Wiimote. But the thing is... okay. Hear me out. I built my own computer, yeah? I don't have Bluetooth. It was like $200, man! You're spending, like, if you're making a computer any time in the last 5 years, it's $2,000 pretty much for the whole fucking build. You gotta save money where you can, you know? So, yeah, no Bluetooth for me. I don't even have a Wi-Fi module. I just have to use a wired connection at all times. Good times. But as a result, I don't have a Bluetooth module, so connecting a Wiimote is gonna be pretty fucking weird. I can connect a GameCube controller now. I have the adapter again. I found it after all these years. I missed you, GameCube. By the way, with how my scheduling currently is and how my current, like, game preference is, there's a real chance we won't get to Kirby Air Ride for a little while. Who knows, maybe that's, like, flat out incorrect. I love Kirby Air Ride. I want 100% City Trial, and I don't want 100% a lot of games. Sometimes it's just like, oh, it's Kirby Air Ride. You can't play City Trial and not get 100%. You can't. We've been doing pretty good this fight so far. We had a couple fuck-ups early on, but I think we've been kind of with it now. Soon he's gonna destroy the rest of these things, and then the real fight begins. Maybe now he's gonna destroy the rest of these things. I think he just broke one. He did! There's health! I'm at full health again. Just one left. Oh man, he went and destroyed these. How are we gonna fight the final boss? We scanned him at the beginning. I can say this confidently. So I'm not gonna fuck up. And I'm not gonna, like, beat the game without having scanned him, which is a thing that has happened to me before. He's another one of those missable scans like every other boss in the game. Except for, Shiga. Ooh, that was... Oh god, there were missiles as well. He does the beam and the missiles. Alright, the real fight starts now. No. Maybe not now. Oh, really? That still hit me? Okay. How about now? Start the real fight, Ridley. Please! Those missiles try to predict where you're going to go next, so you have to seriously out-juke them, or that happens. No, please. We're still in Phase 1. We're gonna get stuck in Phase 1 for another round, aren't we? Aren't we, Ridley? This is, like, hard, so, I mean, like, not difficulty-wise. It's a little bit hard difficulty-wise, but we're in hard mode, so his health pool is doubled. So, that sucks. Oh, am I still getting hit? Oh my god. I inputted the exact same thing every time that's happened. And only this time did it fuck up. Phase 2 time! Oh, thank you, Automod. By the way, might I say, fuck streamboo.com. Just fuck you, you know? No. Okay, we're in Phase 2. We gotta, like, play the game correctly. Streamboo.com is every single time I've mentioned in one of these streams that... Oh, thank god. That someone is evading my automod and advertising in my chat. It's been Streamboo every single goddamn time. The people that are like, buy followers! You must! You cannot succeed without buying followers! Impossible! Oh wow, that hitbox is really interesting. Thank you, really, for opening my eyes. So, this phase is a little weird. Let's get into it now that I've, like, finished shitting on one of the worst companies to ever do it. He has, like, 3 or 4 different animations he does. Every time he opens his mouth, he is vulnerable. I think the only spot that you can really damage him is by firing into his mouth and then firing at his heart after you've shot his mouth enough. Alright, here's another move. That still hit me! Really janky hitboxes. Anyways, sometimes he'll do 3 stomps, and in between the stomps... Oh god, I fucked up the timing. In between the stomps, he'll open his mouth like that, and you can shoot him. The other move is this one that you've only seen the animation a single time, not this one. I mean, okay, we'll talk about this move over here. He fires a beam. Sometimes he'll fire it twice. Back and forth to catch you off guard, like halfway through the fight. We're doing the slams again. He opens his mouth before he takes off every time, so I can damage him then. Then this thing, if you time it correctly, you can shoot him right before he dashes, and it can cancel the dash entirely. Which is very, very important, because sometimes that dash cannot be dodged. Oh, that was a cool fuck up on my part. Sometimes, genuinely, that dash's hitbox will just be insane. And you gotta keep in mind, your best weapons are projectiles, so it's not gonna be instant, it's not hit scan. Ah, that still hits! I'm trying so hard! What am I doing? Either I'm not getting far enough away, or I'm not timing it correctly. Either way, I'm like, dead sure that I'm like not doing it wrong, but whatever. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, that time I didn't jump soon enough. That was on me. That time I was too close and I still got away. Scot-free. So this is the real hard part of the fight, to be honest. He still did the lunge. Okay. I guess I didn't charge enough. Open mouth. It's hard getting the timing every time, because it kind of requires you to, you know, have a charge ready every single time. Now he's gonna do it the other way. He's not. Not yet. You've seen pretty much every animation he does, though. I don't think he gets any new animations, other than, like, you know, this, where he's gonna go one way, and then he's gonna go the other way. Only with less, like, tell. Oh god. Yeah, that's about right. I tried to do a double sidestep, and it didn't really matter what I wanted to do. Oh god, no, please! Oh god, I hate that animation so much. If you don't, like, on hard mode, if you're not shooting him before he lunges, you're gonna die. They, like, your entire health bar will be gone. If you do shoot him before he lunges, you get, like, a ton of free hits. But you gotta time it correctly, and that's the challenge. I thought I shot early. There's not really a point to me missiling in this fight, by the way. Every, like, window... Oh, okay, that's interesting. Every window that I can damage him in is just too tight. The only real thing I can do is a charge shot. And with this weapon, too, because it's so fast, the projectile. Oh god, the beam is getting higher. Yeah, I deserved to get hit that time. That was on me. There's this move as well, if you're too close to him, but not like in... Oh god, not immediately in front of him. He has a spin move. He'll hit you with his tail. That is also an enormous hitbox. It's a good thing this, like, arena is just big enough for you to avoid most of what he can do. First try, Meta Ridley. How long was that, 30 minutes? Whew. Okay, we clipped the mic a little bit, but we're good. He's dead. I mean, he's probably fine. He's Ridley. He's in later games. He's probably fine. Oh my god. That's probably the most stressful fight in the game. Either that or the Omega Pirate that we fought last stream. Either way, pain, fear, anger, suffering, etc. Alright, that's gonna lead me to the last area in the game. But before we do that, we have a bit of bookkeeping to do. Pirate data. We have them all. Chozo lore. We have them all. Creatures. One. Two. Part 2. That is all, and those aren't... We haven't been able to scan those yet, so that's good. Research. What's this? Oh no. What did I do wrong? Maybe I, like, did it once and then lost my data? Maybe? Hold on, I need to check this. I'm freaking out a little bit. Which means I get to go through the fun process of typing Omega Metroid again and having Google autocorrect it to Omega Metroid, which is not what I was looking up. Man, I'm a little surprised by this. This is, like, scaring me, honestly. Power bomb ammo. Oh my god. We were about to beat the game and not get that scan. Anyways, that's the only research scan. And then the artifact scans. We got them all. Except for power bomb. But let's just drop one of these so that enemies can drop power bombs again. Oh my god. I've seen multiple power bombs this stream already. I genuinely can't believe that shit. Yeah, we almost got a 99% completion. Oh, that would have broke me. Ow. Anyways, that was your 30-minute Ridley fight. There it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. Scan complete. We have now scanned everything except for the 2.5 scans in the final area. Wait, do you get the gravity assist when you're in ball mode? Nope. Oh, man. That really, really scared me, dude. It's a good thing it was such a simple thing to, like, fix. I can probably get up that way, but I'm not gonna bother. We do a little bit of routing. Anyways, those 2.5 scans, and 1 boss fight. 1.5 boss fights. That is all that's left. If we can get that, we will have our 100%, and you'll get to see the bonus that you get for 100% of the game on hard, or just beating the game on hard, or just beating the game 100%. I'm not sure. I've never done one without the other. One more boost ball for the road. All that's left is Impact Crater. Welcome to the final area of the game. If you played this on GameCube, you might not hate this area. There's a save station right here. I could have just used that. I didn't, though, because I'm an idiot. What do you think of that? So, new freaks just dropped. Come on, let me scan the freaks, please. We got more scurrying guys. They're Lumigex. I don't... Can they damage you? Yeah, quite a bit. But they're just about as threatening as every other little scurrying gang has been. What's with these? Limited data on unknown material. What about these, though? What? Hold on. Highly radioactive. More radioactive than Phazon. Oh! Welcome to the pit. So this is the worst room in the game. Phazon Core. Genuinely the worst room in the game. I don't know if I've called any other rooms the worst room in the game, but this is it. This is definitely it. Like, no contest, genuinely. And the reason is... You know Fission Metroids? Those motherfuckers that I hate. My least favorite enemy in the game? In this room, they infinitely respawn. So your best tactic is to ignore them. Which is always a good sign. So we're just gonna get a little posse of, Metroids following us. We're not gonna do anything about them. Which is gonna result in this happening every now and again. No, please. I did everything I could to not let that happen. I really did. I tapped the stick once for like 2 frames. And Samus is like, that's enough! I can now walk off the entire platform in the opposite direction. Thank you, Samus. Yeah, this room sucks. It didn't used to suck. If you played the GameCube version, you got about half as many of these Fission Metroids in this room. I don't even know if they were infinite in that version. They might not have been. It's possible. This is a missile recharge station. Your final chance to get that scan if you still need it. And that's where we're going. Which means more of this. I kind of want to kill this guy now, but if I do... There's just going to be another one. I don't know where they spawn. There's already another one. Okay, might as well... No, please. The door closed on me. That's what I get for cheesing. And Samus turned around for reasons, I'm sure. That is not the button. I've got a bad habit, you might have noticed from this playthrough. Sometimes instead of hitting down on the control stick that lets me change weapons, sometimes I'll hit down on the D-pad, which changes my visor. Not good. Okay, just present me with the final guy. There he is. Is this not staggering him? Well, he's dead now. There was another Fission Metroid around here. I see it on the radar now. Now I don't. Now I do. Now I see it in real life. Please don't. I stubbed my toe. I just, like, tapped some geometry, I guess. And now we've got this to deal with. The rest of the, like, platforming challenge. Oh my god. Leave! Go away! Ah! Oh, I hate it here! I'm leaving. I'm out of here. No, get me out of this fucking room! It's not working! I tried jumping. I was mashing jump, and the game didn't care. He didn't care at all. You know what, we're just gonna touch the save point. I don't care anymore. Yeah, awful room. Garbage room. Terrible fucking room. I hate this place. There has never been a room so bad. And it's not even like a bad platforming challenge. Aside from the one, like, instance that just happened where I, like, bumped my noggin on some geometry that didn't quite look like it was going to be bumping me, but it did anyways. Which, completely fucked me. But we're fine, it's cool. We've de-rendered the Metroids. They're back now. We've re-rendered the Metroids. I would like for you to leave. No, I'm not gonna shoot you, it's fine. Just do what you're gonna do. Is he gonna lunge again? Please don't. I'm begging you, dude. I'm, like, genuinely, please. I'm watching the radar. I should be able to tell if he does, like, a lunge animation. I'm not even gonna kill him. Like, fuck it. We're going on. We're moving on. He's gonna see a chance pretty soon. Okay, that was where I stubbed my toe. What? Ooh, there's the platform. Oh, come on, dude! Why? I could have sworn I held back enough to not have that happen. He's doing a lunge. Almost nothing you can do about it. Very cool. You know, besides, like, spend the next 3 minutes killing them, and then spend the next 3 minutes killing the next two, and then spend the next 3 minutes ad infinitum doing the same thing over and over again. Did the devs want you to do that? Maybe. You know, make the last area feel difficult. With quotations around it. But, you know, every rose has its thorns. Okay, please. I couldn't get out of ball mode. This is the route that I stubbed my toe on. No! Oh my god, you saw. He hitboxed me. He bumped me out of the way, and I almost had to restart the platforming challenge. It's such a good room! Ah, I'm so glad it's over. And just think, if we fuck up this boss fight, we have to do it again. Is it weird that I actually find getting through that room to be more difficult than the final boss of the game? Even on hard mode? Especially on hard mode? Who's this freak? Is that just like an engine? Oh, I guess you can scan the door there, if you hadn't gotten it before. Yeah, that's the guy. Arachnophobia mode engaged. This is him. This is the final boss of the game. With quotations around it. Quotations. Quotation marks. Can I scan it? Yeah, you can. Huh, that's interesting. I guess that thing's not as missable as I thought. So here's the deal. He glows a color, yeah? His only vulnerable... Oh, I gotta remember his moves. I'll be real with you. I practiced against Omega Ridley? Meta Ridley? I did a little practicing against him because I didn't want to lose to him on stream because he, like... Historically, he's given me the biggest challenge out of any boss in the game. But... because I didn't really practice this guy, I might just, like, fuck this up badly, which, great. Okay. So in this first room, I have these things I can hide behind, which are great for learning what he's doing. But they're also a little annoying because they make it kind of difficult to dodge the beam without them. Like, sorry, to dodge the beam around them, rather. Like, if you don't want to use them for cover, dodging that laser, you're just gonna bump into them. As you can notice, as you have probably figured out by now, he has one vulnerable location, and it's his eyes. Everywhere else is completely impervious to damage. And in fact, it reflects your shots. On top of that, he just changed color, which means I have to change beams. Which means, throughout this boss fight, I am going to be using every single one of my beams on him. Sometimes that's going to be really, really annoying, like with the freeze ray. Because the projectile speed is so slow on the freeze ray, it's really annoying trying to time it in a way that actually hits his eyes with his animations. What? My cover! What was that? But it's not all bad. And health lost in this phase isn't lost forever. This phase goes on for a while, by the way. You're gonna see that animation maybe 4 more times. That cool little kickflip that Samus does. We got ruts now. The ruts were kind of the thing that I thought was the coolest when I saw this game as a kid. We're gonna keep using these for cover while they're here. Anyways, your beams, some of them are better than others. This one that I'm currently using in this fight, rather, because it locks on to whatever it's targeting, like it homes in on whatever it's locked onto, you're not going to have any issues hitting his eyes. The thermal beam and the power beam are both very fast. Oh god, new move just unlocked. Yeah, he has like an artillery cannon thing. Oh, that's what the ruts are for. You're supposed to use them to avoid getting hit by that, and I just got lucky. There's another thing that he does. He'll spawn these dudes that can only be hit by the color that they are, just like him. But they drop health and missiles and other things. Like that scan we missed. Anyways, with how fast Power Beam is, it's not too hard to get a bunch of hits on him. What is problematic, though, is that your biggest way of, oh god, dealing more damage throughout the game has been your beam upgrades. So you're right back down to, like, minimum damage because the power beam is still really weak. But this is not... oh god. This phase is not so bad, to be honest. The next phase is, like... I might even complain about it a little bit, the next phase. Who knows? Yeah, as you can see, the power beams are not homing in on their target, so it's a little bit more difficult to actually hit these things, and him. And as a result, this phase can end up lasting a very, very long time. Because your damage is low, you can't guarantee you'll hit his eyes. The ice one probably lasts a little bit longer just because it's almost impossible to time it and actually, like, you know, hit his eyes unless he's barely animating at all. But it's fine. It's still, like, it's a spectacle. It's neat. It's a little fun, too. I'm not having a bad time. Oh god. Oh, he does it twice! Forgot about that. I've got a wandering cursor right now. So when he does that animation... what? Why did I jump? What the hell? I hit the B button to do a speed boost, and I jumped, I guess. This phase is probably his hardest phase. Partially because your shots are pitiful in terms of speed and in kind of terms of damage. But also, his beam freezes you, and then continues damaging you. So if you get hit by the beam, which it's not hard to do, to get hit by the beam, you kind of just, like, tank a full energy bar of damage. No, please, no, please. So we're going to be doing this for a while. We're going to kind of be looping the same actions. That his artillery shells are sometimes poisonous. I'm not sure if it's just in the ice phase. Okay, when he does that, you go into the ruts, or he's moving on to the next room, and Samus gets to do a cool kickflip again. Yippee! Very cool kickflip, Samus. Good job. I'm so proud of you. Oh, tractor beam. Forgot about this. Damn it. Okay, well, you saw what he did. He pulls you in, and if you don't find a way out of his, you know, personal space, you take a bit of damage. And only a bit, even on hard mode. Charge up the boost ball, hold away, wait for it to end. Okay, just please, please. That still hit me. I think because the camera was turning around, my control stick was having some, like, some minor freak out. Okay, we're doing this again. See, that is a successful strategy, but only some of the time, I guess. Oh god, I forgot about that move. Looks like there's a couple moves I forgot about. But as you can see, if we just keep it up, you know, keep whittling him down, eventually he's gonna be out of health, and we'll get to move on to Phase 2. This is not like the Omega Ridley phase, where, like, Phase 2 lasts longer than Phase 1, but Phase 1, oh god. Phase 1 of Meta Ridley. Oh god. Phase 1 of Meta Ridley is about 75% of his health bar. Phase 2 is only a good, like, 25-30%. However, it definitely takes a lot longer to get rid of that 25-30% than it did to get rid of the other bunch. At least that's how it felt. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay, this again. Oh, does it just, like, stop if you go into the rut? Sometimes? It didn't last time. I'm learning new things, even now. Oh, it's so tough to get these hits in. Oh god, please! I was so menaced by getting frozen. You can just cancel it by going into the rut. That's cool. That's good to know. Uh-oh. Didn't expect two of them. Alright, I need a drink of water. Them's the breaks, pal. So, I'll be honest. I have my... Oh god, I forgot about that. Might be. I have my doubts that I will die in this phase of the fight. Just because, like, he keeps spawning infinite health. Which is really cool of him, by the way. I actually, like, thank you. Thank you, Metroid Prime. You're a good guy. Thanks for all this free health. What just hit me? Was that the floating orb doing a hitbox? Maybe? Anyways, I don't really see myself dying in this phase. That does not, however, mean I will be fine in the next phase. The next phase is a bit of a bitch. And it's because he does that, like, that cool thing that all the best bosses are doing. All the coolest bosses these days. Where they, too, infinitely respawn one of the worst enemies in the game. Really cool thing to do. Tell your favorite bosses that, like, everyone's doing it now, so it's really good. And that they should do it, too. Tell Bowser. Oh god. I'm not very confident in my ability to get through this current situation. We're good. So you could technically get a bunch of missiles from this, but I think I'm gonna be needing those. I might not be. Missiles might actually be useless in this fight. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think they entirely are. Except for maybe super missiles of the different types can do something? I'll try. Yeah, that's interesting. Didn't know you could do that. Alright, what's next? Hey there, I want this. Thank you. Oh, he's so scary now! I like how the red is maybe supposed to be the scariest form, but it's like... it's the most exciting, because that means you get to use your favorite weapon. Also, he's on fire. I bet that's Poison Cloud. Just have to avoid it for a bit, and then we're good. Oh, they look like little suns. Uh-oh. Oh, thank God. Alright. We're not doing so bad. Okay, that was just a joke. he went white for a second just to mess with me. So now that like we're just doing okay. I tried doing a regular double jump like this, but my controller's dead zone disagreed. Now that we're doing something sort of repetitive and samey and not too engaging, something I can kind of autopilot through for the most part, I might as well tell you something really funny I learned. OBS, oh god. 3! OBS sets 3 hotkeys by default. Would you like to know what they are? Because I feel like they exist. Like, now that I know what they are, I feel like they exist just to give people with cats a really difficult time. Because they are, like, all heavy consequence. Like, really, really consequential. And they're bound to the most innocuous keys imaginable. Keys that happen to be on either end of your keyboard. Like, you can keep your cat off the middle of the keyboard, more or less, because you can react to her walking onto it from the sides. You can't keep her off of the sides. You can't. You can lock her out of the room while you're streaming. I love my cat. I want her to be around as much as possible. I'm not gonna do that. As much shit as I give Nutmeg in these streams because she is such a goddamn nuisance. Everything she has done, starting and ending the stream at her whim. Oh no, he just does that. That was a slick dodge. Muting the audio. It's all really scary. She's got all sorts of power. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, it's fine. It's just this animation. Anyways. Nutmeg. Nutmeg the cat. The hotkeys that OBS gives you by default. I will tell you them now. There are 3 hotkeys that the devs that made OBS saw as these need to be there by default. These need to happen because everyone is going to use these and they're going to want to use them on the keys that we've bound them to. I mean, those keys never do anything else. Useless keys, might as well, right? Here's what they do. Page up and page down are the first 2. And they change scenes up or down. Not so bad on paper if you can watch your own capture. If you're running something on your computer and you don't have 2 monitors, that's a bit of a problem, because if you fat finger the page up or page down button, or your cat does it for you, suddenly you're on your BRB screen. Or you're at your, like, the stream is starting soon screen. Oh god, I didn't assess my threats correctly. We're good. But those aren't so bad. I mean, they're pretty disastrous given the right opportunity. They can completely dick you over. But here's the one that fucked me up last stream. Maybe not last stream, 2 streams ago. I was playing Monster Hunter, and about an hour in, Suddenly my game audio mysteriously got muted. What happened? I thought. Nothing strange was going on. Oh, good lord, I just had a little freak out. OBS did it. Oh, OBS, you son of a bitch. Give me 1 second. Oh boy. OBS turned my caps lock key on. By which I mean, it toggled the mute on my mic by itself, and I got really fucking scared. But, you've probably heard this from me before. I use caps lock as my, microphone off and on thing. My bind for that. And I like to think it's pretty well thought through. Oh, that was dumb of me. I like to think it's pretty well thought through, because caps lock puts on a little light, at least on my keyboard. When you have caps lock on, the keyboard's not shy about letting you know it. So, when the light is on, I know that my mic is muted. Well, the light was on, and it wasn't on 10 minutes ago. So I thought I must have muted myself. No, it just turned on, I guess. That's terrifying. The cat has not been on the keyboard. I live in constant fear. Oh man. When you do a stream, you want everything to just work. You don't want these little, like, bullshits to take over and ruin your experience. You just want things to work. We've already got so much going on in our lives, every one of us. You really don't want the simple act of, like, playing a video game for your friends and for your enemies and for your viewers. You don't want that to be painful. You just want a normal time. Anyways, I might as well tell you. My game audio muted in Monster Hunter 2 streams ago. I did some work on the VOD so it's still watchable, but that's neither here nor there. Did we finish phase 1? Is it over? It's the tilde key. The tilde key mutes your desktop audio. You might be wondering, why use the desktop audio as a source? Well, desktop audio... You could capture the application's audio, but it's OBS. Their application audio capture is buggy as all hell. So I use the desktop capture where I can. And it's led me astray. Because the tilde key mutes your desktop capture. And either I fat-fingered it, or the cat did it. And this... And I fucked up! I forgot to scan... I forgot to scan, didn't I? I'm gonna check right now. I think I forgot to scan the first form. Yep! Well, it's a good thing we did that save. That was like a 30-minute phase! We gotta go through it again! Oops! Oh, that's real good. That's a real good time. Well, that was close. Almost beat the game without 100%. That would have been real sad. Oh my god. My brain is broken. I'm gonna do a thing real quick. I'm gonna erase this completed file. And I'm gonna copy the one we're working on. Sometimes it's kind of nice to have one of these files where you're just about done with the game. But, you know, you just want to fight the final boss again and again on a whim? I don't know, dude. It happens. It's happened to me. Oh man. That fucked me up, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Impact crater.
We're back at the impact crater. We get to go through the best room in the game again. It's great. I am at home. I love it here. Yippee! Oh, why? Well, we get to go through the very, very long first phase again, and it's all my fault. so I'm sorry. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Sometimes that's just the way it is. What am I doing? What have I done? Okay, please, no, just ignore me. Okay, I got stuck on the geometry, I stubbed my toe. It's over. I'm gonna leave that one, because he can't split, and if I need to get rid of him, I can. But I'll need this beam to do it. Wait a minute, you don't think it'll respawn the fission Metroid just because half of him is dead, do you? Now go somewhere else, dude. This is my platform. He's doing it. Yep. No! Would you believe it if I said I was not touching the stick just now? Samus just did that out of her own volition. So I guess you have to be mashing, like, get out of ball mode. I'm actually amazed. I did that jump blind just now. Holy shit. Oh, fuck this room. It's a good thing we're back here, isn't it? There has not been a lot of redundancy in this playthrough. I've had a couple moments that were like, wow, you really were not thinking. He's gonna do his thing. When they start shaking, you know they're gonna do the animation. Please just stay away. Please get stuck in the geometry and don't come any closer. Please, I'm begging you. Alright, we got our wish. Well, we gotta spend like another 20-30 minutes fighting Phase 1. Good times. At least it's some more time we get to spend here in Metroid Prime, one of the coolest games in the world. It's definitely somewhere in my top 50. Maybe like top 40-ish, if I had to guess. Guess? Guess! Oh, that's good, I like that. I think I'm gonna use Gesh. From now on, instead of saying guess, we use Gesh in this household. Can I skip the cutscene? Not that anyone would want to do that. He's beautiful. I mean, look at him. He's got a whole face. Oh, man. I feel like a fool. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry for wasting your time. It was foolish of me. Very, very foolish of me. We were so on it with scanning Ridley, too, that it just didn't occur to me with this guy. Metroid Prime, highly evolved, Phazon-producing lifeform. The aberration known as Metroid Prime is the source of Phazon, making it immensely powerful. A genetic flaw makes it susceptible to certain weapons for brief periods. Only its head is truly vulnerable. Other attacks are a nuisance. To him and me. Offensively, Metroid Prime has a number of natural and mechanical weapons. Mechanical? These include ultra-frigid breath, multi-missiles, snare beams, particle wave projectors. Its barbed carapace makes it lethal in melee combat. Recommend maximum firepower. I got really nervous just now. Like, I thought when I was testing the compression earlier and showing you how really awesome OBS's compression algorithm is, even with, like, optimized numbers, I was worried that I left it on and kept both compressors at once. Blah, blah, blah. Ooh, compressors. Phase 1 of this is really, really easy. Phase 1 of this Phase 1 is really, really easy. But you don't get health recovery items. And you gotta, you know, react to that instead of completely ignoring it like I've been doing. I'm gonna have to be a little prudent with, you know, saving health, because I'm already down about 2 energy tanks. And the final boss is not gonna let me live that down, if it can help it. God, what is wrong with me? At least he can drop yellow energy from his little orby dudes. I have to start reacting to his animations a little better. Oh, you. Never change. Classic guy right here. I thought that was gonna be missiles. Does he do 2 this time? Nope. Well, get ready for a long haul, because here we are again, and you already know how long it takes to beat, even when you're playing perfectly. I'm sure there's some sort of cheesy speedrun exploit that you can do. I don't know it. Gotta make sure I stand in which... Oh, you. Never change. Oh, you. I expected the same thing that had happened for the last, like, 18 minutes of fighting him. Where he, like, runs into you and you have to go under him. Obviously. But not this early. No, sir. Do I still have things? Nope, I don't have cover anymore. That works for me. I don't like crashing into random geometry. What a fight. What a classic guy. Oh, lordy. Please let it end. At least it's purple phase. I like purple. Both as a color and as a phase of Metroid Prime. Top 3 colors for sure. Okay, what now? Good. Good. Yeah, if you don't know, that site I was complaining about earlier, Streamboo, it would seem they've made like hundreds, potentially thousands of bots. Probably thousands if they're able to find a stream as, you know, unsupervised as this, let's say. A stream as low in the numbers as this. I mean, I'm a new streamer, what do you expect? But that would mean that every single human being on Earth, probably, that streams on Twitch is getting funny Streamboo things. Because it's really easy to program a bot to do this. I keep getting hit by the poison. Oh god, no. We remembered this time. Alright, spawn some friends. I could really use the help. He's doing it. He's listening to me. Aww. You're a good friend, Metroid Prime Phase 1. That's a missile. Usually there's some sort of logic in what drops from enemies. Like, if you're full on missiles, usually it's not gonna give you a missile. Sometimes the game does not care. Sometimes the game will just do it anyways. I want to try a super missile out, but I would need him to not move. Huh. Have we been misled? Oh no. It would seem you don't just hit the charge beam over and over again. Only with certain weapons, though. I know the phase beam and the heat beam, it's a little bit trickier to actually hit, their... what's it called? Their super missile version. I mean, because they're lock-on weapons. You know, maybe we'll try it anyways. Let's try it. Don't try it! Well, that's taking a lot of missiles and not doing a lot of damage. Yeah, I think I'd rather just do that. What I was doing the first time with this phase. But for the other two phases... I don't know, honestly. I think for Power Beam, I'm definitely gonna spam Super Missile. For Ice Beam... oh, this again. For Ice Beam, I don't know what I'm gonna do. For Heat Beam, I know I'm gonna be shooting him normal. Well, looks like we figured out the speedrun strat after all. GameCube games are very fun to watch speedrun. Oh, okay, I got stuck in a rut. I need more friends. Please spawn more friends. No, those aren't friends! I'm still getting poisoned. I'm so far away from the poison cloud. Go ahead. Yeah, this is not looking nearly as good as our first attempt. I have big worries that there are big challenges ahead of us. No! He targeted the same place twice in a row. He totally juked me. He's only spawned friends a single goddamn time. He's at half health. He's only spawned them once. Spawn friends, dude! Come on! I'm getting lonely. There we go. Good old lefty and righty. some good lads right there. Let's not take any damage while we're trying to do this. Please bring that to me. And its missiles, because... oh god. I'm an idiot! I forgot that sometimes he does it twice. I do like that in this boss fight, it's pretty consistent. That when you, pop out of ball mode, you're facing him. Which is kind of necessary, to be honest, with how this fight plays out. Come on, dude. Last time he was spawning yellow energies like it was nobody's business. Do that again. Please. He just keeps giving me missiles. He doesn't care. He knows I'm low on health. Well, that was an interesting miss. Yeah, that does a lot of damage. I'm gonna be doing that with this when he goes white mode. Everything's a mode these days. You know, one conversation that we haven't actually had on stream. I haven't talked about gimmicks on the whole. I went through a big phase in college, and even sometimes nowadays, where I, like, firmly believe that everything has a gimmick. What are we doing? Oh! Everyone's got a gimmick. Thank God we're fine. And I think, you know what a gimmick is. Something that you just do constantly. Like, maybe you, maybe a boss. And the solution is to do a very specific thing. That was an interesting arc that just did. I forgot that I need to be super missiling here. To save us all the time! Please. Thank you. Anyways, this guy's got some gimmicks, you know? I swear that's not where I was going with this. I mean, he does have some gimmicks. The Omega Ridley? Meta Ridley, that's what he's called. He has a pretty gimmicky fight. He does the same thing over and over again, which, I mean, to be fair, most bosses that came out in the time that this game originally came out were very, very gimmicky. Like, we do the one thing over and over again, and it's not perfectly easy to dodge, so... Oh, he pranked me! It's not perfectly easy to dodge. So, you'd better be prepared to play perfectly for several minutes on end. That's a gimmick fight. Sometimes you have a gimmick that you can use back on them, and then it really is a gimmick fight. And I think where I got this philosophy, let's call it, using philosophy very loosely here. Smash. I play a lot of Smash. Maybe not so much these days, but in my time, my most played video game is Melee. 10,000 hours, baby. I played a lot. And we talked about Melee Samus earlier in these streams. I know for a fact we did it. We did, I swear! Whoa. But Melee is not the only Smash game I've played. And there's not a lot of characters in Melee that, I was standing on that for a second. That was really freaky. There's not a lot of characters in Melee that I would call gimmicky. A lot of characters in Melee do have a gimmick. That's true. Peach down smash. And aerial float canceling. Really cool. Falco short hop laser. You could call these a gimmick, but the way they're incorporated into their kit is so seamless that it almost doesn't feel that way. It just feels like an extra limb of the body that is that character's kit. There are other characters that are a little bit more gimmicky. Like, say you're Mewtwo and you have only one good button. Say you're Yoshi and your entire playstyle revolves around double jump cancel up air. And, negating knockback using your funny mechanic. I don't feel like gimmicks are as, let's say effervescent, I think is the right word, in Melee. But as Smash continued and new games were added, the gimmicks got more and more commonplace. To the point where, like, now... Oh, yeah, I deserve to get hit by that, honestly. To the point where now... Oh god, I'm using the wrong weapon. Come on, give me the yellow thing, please! I need the yellow thing! Ooh. In Smash Ultimate, I feel like gimmicks are king. Your character will not be good unless they have a really, really good gimmick. Hero, his entire, like, reason for being used is his gimmicks of the down B menu. Oh god, did we make it? Is the health bar over? I wasn't paying attention. I've just kind of been playing, I was talking about gimmicks. And as a result of, like, gimmicks being so prevalent, here we are back on the gimmick talk. The characters that are more honest, like they just have really good kits, really good normals, let's say, and specials that plug the holes in their kit. Like, say, a Pokemon Trainer, Sheik, that whole shebang. As a result, those characters aren't very good. So, in a meta where gimmicks are, like, really, really, really strong, Kazuya, heavily gimmick. Joker, he has a gimmick, but he makes up for it by having other moves that are not very good without his gimmick. Anyways, this is the final boss. Doing a funny face. And there's the thing. I know you're saying this now, that new extras are unlocked, but that's just a lie, is what that is. Very cool of you. It's time. I want to get a good picture. Look at him. Look at that beautiful man. Metroid Prime. The core essence of Metroid Prime. Wait, what? Metroid Prime... Wasn't the first one also called Metroid Prime? Morphology. Okay, okay, I'm here, I'm with it. Scan indicates that the Phazon energy form of Metroid Prime is invulnerable to all conventional weapons. Only attacks from a Phazon-fused arm cannon will damage it. It generates pools of Phazon when it attacks. Use these to fuel your suit's Phazon weapon system. The entity can also spawn Metroids to assist it in battle. You know where that's going, don't you? Rendering itself invisible when it does so. What that means is two things. He's going to be spawning Fission Metroids fucking constantly. Very cool of him, very cool. There is a way to get through the Fission Metroids, let's say, and I will show you it very gladly. The next thing, invisible. You will constantly have to be jumbling your visors, or juggling, I guess, your visors, to figure out which one he is visible in. Oh boy. Alright, you ready for this? I'm not sure I am. Go. Alright, we can't do anything but dodge for a while. I don't know why I'm shooting. Oh, free help! Thank you! Thanks for the help. I don't need to charge up anymore, I can just watch. And there's the move. There's the big move. He makes a big old puddle on the floor. He goes invisible. And I'm an idiot. You have to switch visors. That's not the one. That's the one. And you just hold the trigger and deal damage until the spot's dried up and you can't no more. Yeah, that's on me. I deserve to get hit by that, honestly. I didn't dodge so well. I'm gonna, every once in a while, have to change visors too. Because he is not the real threat here. His summons are. There we go. And his summons, being Metroids... Oh god, I'm an idiot. Aren't really too visible when you're in the X-ray visor. Okay, what are we gonna do? X-ray? Normal. Okay, normal. Where did he go? There did he go. And as you can see, This does not do too much damage per phase. Yeah, I'm getting really bad at dodging these waves. I feel like it's gonna take about 12, is my guess, if I had to put a number on it. Oh god. I guess he is a threat at the end of the day, if he keeps making these waves and I keep struggling to dodge them. Hello. Alright, but the boss fight has not become upsetting yet. It is about to. Fret not. Where is my enemy? There is my enemy. I'm gonna stop that there. No one on Earth wants to hear more VeggieTales songs than they have to. I'm fucked up, man. I grew up in a really Christian household. So, we got VeggieTales in the deep memory. Like, the ridges of my brain are coated in VeggieTales slime. Alright, it's them. Here is what we must do. These are regular Metroids, and I'm an idiot. But, as you can see, we can just kind of one-shot them. So long as we have enough rupees. I mean power bombs. Those. So if you didn't get all the power bomb upgrades and you are on hard mode, this is going to be obscenely difficult. At a certain point, they're not going to be normal Metroids anymore. I expected that they were from the start not gonna be normal Metroids, but you know, it's fine. Just wasted a power bomb. It's cool. Okay, we're back here. Alright, normal Metroids. Nice. Nice, nice, very nice. Ah, that was an attack startup, I see. Alright, I would like to start charging now so I can get this. Thank you. Why am I charging? I need to not be doing that all the time. I've been charging for so much time in the last couple of hours, you know? Like, the controller vibrates when you charge. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the vibration. Stop it. Spooky guy. My friend definitely showed me this as well. There's no doubt in my mind. I think I mentioned a couple streams ago how a friend showed me the game. Oh, he's fine. What? A friend wanted to show me this game. And the way he went about doing so was like, dude, you gotta check out Metroid Prime. This is so cool. Let me show you the final boss. And it was so cool, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, he's right there. Every mistake is a kind of a permanent dig on my health bar. Thank God he hasn't spawned any fission Metroids. That makes me happy. Oh, more power bombs. Yes, please. Luck is on our side, at least somewhat. I'm gonna stay in Ice Beam, actually. Because if he's not gonna spawn any fission Metroids, then I will be glad to dispose of them in the normal way. Did I just not see him spawn this? Or did he spawn it with the other Metroids and I never went about using it? Who cares? I like his look, I'm not gonna lie. My friend definitely showed me some of this phase as well, which means he must have breezed through the spider phase, which means he was probably not on hard mode, but whatever. I mean, he was a kid. Can you blame him? Uh-oh. Other visor. Other visor. There we go. I was honestly a pretty weird kid in terms of video game difficulty. Like, I didn't play anything on hard, even if I was obtusely familiar with the game. In fact, like, I played a lot of Smash 64 growing up before we got Melee. And I used to just only want to fight level 1 CPUs. Like, I'd have a friend with me, and he'd want to play Smash. He'd be like, let's fight a CPU team. And I'd be like, okay, level 1 CPUs, please. He'd be like, no, I want a little bit of a challenge. And I was like, why? I didn't get it. It's hard to put a finger on exactly why that was, but if I had to guess, it's because I didn't feel comfortable yet with the game. And I guess that saved me a bit of a headache. I don't know how bad the AIs are in N64 when they're level 9, Smash 64 when they're level 9, but good lord, they are cheating motherfuckers. In Melee, they do straight up inhuman bullshit. Alright, here we are. Save me, Bomb. You're my only hope. Why did it force me into ball mode again? That was odd. So, in Melee, the AIs do a little bit of funny cheating. It is very funny watching them perfect shield a 4-frame move because they reacted to you hitting the move 4 frames ago. Like, oh, you have a 1-frame jab? Good, you can hit the enemy. You have a 2-frame jab? I'm so sorry, dude, you're not gonna be hitting this guy. Because your first frame, your jab is not out. And they will react to that. That's Melee for you. And don't worry. They didn't get rid of that in a single Smash game since. Every single fucking level 9 AI in any Smash game that I have played is a cheating motherfucker. It's the truth. It's just how it is. It's a little weirder in the new games because, like, I mean, they parry instead of perfect shielding. But in the older games, I guess the slightly older games, like Brawl and Wii U, Smash 4, whatever you want to call it. Look, see, it's 2 of them at the same time. Really cool gameplay feature, and if we didn't have power bombs, we would be crying right now. Okay, I've missed so much, it's gonna take at least one more phase. I would like that thing that's glowing there. I don't know what it is, but I would like for it to be mine. Ah, 20 health. Good times. So in Smash 4, the way they would get around it is by, like, if you have an aerial, odds are it doesn't come out on frame 1. Odds are it doesn't come out on frame 2 or 3. Odds are it comes out on frame 4 or later. And what a coincidence. It takes exactly 4 frames for an air dodge to become invincible. Please get me out of ball mode. I'm hammering the button. Why? I'm tanking it. I don't care. It's over. Is it over? I think it's over. Can it be over now? Oh, now you have to fight 2 of him! Just kidding. It's over. We won. To bookend that thought, AI funny dodge on the 4th frame. Because it's impossible to juggle them, is the TLDR. Unless your juggling is perfect. Like, unless your character can do a perfect juggle. Alright, that's the worst part of the game. You just lost the cool suit, now you're back in the semi-cool suit. Whew. This is the coolest part of any Metroid game. Where you're on a timer and you have to run. And so we skipped it for you. Now all that's left is to run straight to the ship, but you don't get to do that either. Your ship is coming to you. A little unfortunate, but I can't blame them because the world is laid out in a specific way that wouldn't make that very fun.
And now a new star shines in the universe. The bounty hunter, Samus Aran.
Get ready for this.
What future and fate await her?
Are you ready for your reward? For 100% on hard mode? There it is! A very, like, odd model of Samus without a mole. It doesn't even look like her, in fact. I don't Is that Samus or is that Dare from Halo 3 ODST? I don't know. But that's... You got it! Congratulations! And with that... And in the death. Sorry, Diamond Dogs. Wow, that's that. We did it. Metroid Prime 1, 100%. Completed. The first game, start to finish, on a Mumph stream. And the first 100% run of a game on a Mumph stream. Done did it. Thanks for coming with me on this adventure. This is, I mean, the streamer thing. Insert classic streamer dialogue here. It was fun. I like this game a lot. I like playing this game, and I'm gonna do it again at some point in my life. Maybe when they re-release Prime 2 and Prime 3, that'll give me an excuse to play through the trilogy again. But this has been a fun series of streams. It's been a learning experience, that's for sure. I think the biggest reveal was learning that OBS has a garbage compressor built into it. But it's still learning nonetheless. Did we do every single one of these streams at like 6 AM Eastern? There's a very real chance that we did. It was fun. It's not gonna be the last 6 AM stream from me. Unfortunately, I can only stream between 6 AM and midnight. I'm not like even physically humanly able to do those spooky hours in between 1 AM and 6 AM. Or between midnight and... you know what I'm saying. It's too scary. Anyways, this has been fun. This has been a good run-through. I'm glad I got to stream it. I'm glad some people stopped by. Thanks for watching. Let's skip the rest of the credits, maybe. Because the stream has reached its natural conclusion, and it's time for a post-credit cutscene in like 24 FPS on a 60 FPS capture. Weird that they didn't update that one. There she is! Quote-unquote Samus, it's definitely her! It's really, really her. Maybe they just wanted to be accurate to what the original model looked like, up-resed. It's definitely not Samus. Uh-oh. Is that... oh my god. It's a sequel. There it is. Bubbling up from the earth. Yeah, sure, we can save now. That's fine. Normally I avoid doing that so I can continue playing my game, but... yeah. We did it. Metroid Prime Remastered. 100% completed. And just so I can show it here too, we got the scan completion notification earlier. And this is the one we just beat. Thanks for watching. This has been fun. I don't have any clips to share today. You know what? I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem lately. I might as well show you something funny that happened. It's really hard for me to end a stream without showing a clip, because I have so many of these, I gotta make use of them. Look at this! Look at this, hold on, just look! That's my favorite character. Look at him! You saw? You saw! Why is he doing that? Why is he spinning? I do not know. Billy Kamitz, rest in peace. Best voice actor, potentially of all time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, where we stream a different game. Who knows what that will be? Well, I beat my time by a whole hour and 20 minutes. 15 minutes, no! I really thought my pace was on it, too. This doesn't even account for the time that I wasted on the first boss fight against Metroid Prime. Anyways, that's that. Thanks for watching. There's nothing more to say. See you in the next one. Goodbye.